Today, we're taking a look at the WorkSharp Precision Adjust, a fixed angle sharpening system that's become one of the most common entry points into the world of guided sharpening. Now, I'm not an expert, so this isn't going to be a deep dive into grip progression or mirror edges or anything like that. This is going to be an Everyman review. How easy is it to use? How well does it work? And does it make sense if you just want to get your knives sharp again? I'll include a link in the description if you want to get one for yourself and try it out. But with that out of the way, let's look at what you're getting. So like I mentioned, this is a fixed angle sharpening system, and it's designed for ease of use and consistency. So if you're somebody that's like me that maybe tried fixed angle freehand sharpening and just couldn't get a knack for it, or if you just don't have the time to learn how to freehand sharpen, this might be the optimal system for you. However, if you're a freehand sharpening enthusiast, if you really enjoy that, if you like doing it as a hobby, this probably isn't going to be the system for you. But with that in mind, let's look at what actually comes in the box. So this actually comes in several pieces, and it comes with the base, the main body here, the clamp, which is adjustable like that, and the sharpening arm. Now, the base set just comes with the one here, and it comes with a 320 grit coarse stone, a 600 grit medium stone, as they call it, and then a fine ceramic, which you can see my ceramic stone has seen plenty of use here. But that is the base set. That is what it comes with. And it's a really simple kit. It's, three different grits or whatever you want to call them. Simple clamp, simple set. It has everything you need and nothing that you don't. So if you're just looking to get into it on the basic level, this is a good set to start out with. Now, as far as the setup, I mean, you saw me take it apart and put it back together. This is going to be probably under a minute to get this thing together. If it's the first time, maybe it'll take you a couple minutes just because you want to make sure that everything's where it's supposed to be. But it's going to be very, very simple to set up. Now, one thing I do want to say when it comes to the setup and the learning curve, though, do not trust the angles that are listed here. This is a good general guide, but depending on the knife that you're sharpening, these may or may not be accurate to what you are looking at. So if you want to get a very precise, repeatable angle every time, you're going to want to get an inclinometer to put on the stone just to make sure that it's at the angle that you want. But that being said, if you're not going for the absolute precise, repeatable angle every time, these should probably be good enough for you. So as far as the actual sharpening experience, I've found that this works best with medium to small size fixed blades and folders. So the favorite example that I have, and you'll see this in some of my sharpening videos here in a little bit, is the Kaiser Drop Bear. And this one is my S90V version, but this is kind of, I think, the size that this is made for. Maybe a little bit bigger, like into the 4.5 inch range, but kind of in that size range. Now, that's not to say that that's the biggest you can go, though, because I have also tried sharpening my Buck 119, and it works fine as far as the size goes. And I think that about 8 inches is probably the maximum that I would try to do with this. So the Buck 119 here is a 6-inch blade, so you could probably get a couple more inches out of this. But once you get beyond 8 inches, I think you're really pushing the ability of the system. And the other thing to consider is, even if it can fit in here, with the narrowness of these stones, you're going to be at it a long time on an 8-inch blade, which there are solutions that might make that a little bit easier, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. But as far as the base set, yeah, I think 8 inches is probably about the max that I would recommend sharpening on this. I think the set might actually say that it can go larger. And if you want to sharpen a blade in 2 halves, like sharpen one part and then reclamp it, you could do that. But to me, you're just going to lose some of your accuracy and consistency. So I would prefer not to do that. As far as the clamping, it has one clamp, unlike some systems. It is very basic, but it's very secure when you clamp it down there. So I'll bring in the drop bear here and I can just show you how that works. Get it in there, and then you just clamp it down, and ta-da, have it clamped in there. Now, it does have a little bit of wobble in the blade, or not in the blade, in the clamp here, which is not ideal when you're going, for a precision system, but it's kind of a price point thing there too. And it also does have padding inside of the jaws here that will help protect the blade and make sure that you're not marring the blade when you put it in there, which that's one of those things that's probably not a massive concern because these are aluminum jaws as opposed to steel, so you're probably not going to really rough the steel up that much. But if it's something that you're concerned about, it's good to know. Now, the limitations that I've noticed is you're going to have a little bit of difficulty with blades where the spine to edge height is shorter. So I don't even know if you want to call these thin blades, just the smaller blades like this, because the problem you're going to run into here, and I'll try to get a good angle on it for you. Get it clamped down in there. Now, when you're sharpening this with the stone, let me get it locked in. Okay. So you can see you're going to be coming very close. I think I am actually hitting the clamp there on this. And there's really not a whole lot more room that you have to push this edge out to try to get it there. So knives like this shape and this size, you're going to have a hard time sharpening them without hitting the clamp. So that is one limitation. Also, just, very long or very short blades, you're probably going to have some issues with. And even on the very large blades, like I mentioned, because of the thinness or the narrowness of the stones, they're going to take a while. And the other thing is you want to be careful. Now, I didn't run into it on my drop bear, but on one of my other knives, because of the positioning of the thumb stud, I actually managed to hit the thumb stud with the sharpener, and I wouldn't say that I sharpened the thumb stud, but I took a little bit of material off the thumb stud on that other knife. So that is something you want to be aware of as well. Some people will actually remove the thumb stud on the knife. I don't do that. I just try to be very careful around it, but some things to be aware of when you're using it. Now, as far as the results, like I mentioned, I'm not chasing mirror finishes. I'm just wanting to get practical sharpness. So when I sharpened, I used the 320 grit to set the angle because I like to sharpen all of my knives to around a 17% or 17 degree angle. And then I use the 600 grit to refine it. And that normally would be enough, but I don't know if it was because of the S90V steel or what it was, but I had a really stubborn burr. So I did actually take it to my strop that has 6-micron diamond emulsion on it, and that managed to get that burr off and get it cutting really, really well. So it was definitely a noticeable improvement over the relatively dull factory edge that I had on my S90V drop bear. And I mean, it only probably took me about 10 to 15 minutes to get the edge on the drop bear to where I really wanted it. And then, the little bit of stropping, which is really good for S90V steel and on a system like this, I think. As far as the effort, I mean, the mental effort was pretty low. The physical effort was pretty low. I mean, you're not having to concentrate on this as much as you would if you were doing it freehand, and it doesn't take as much skill to do it as it would freehand. And honestly, you could have the TV on, be watching something, and be sharpening with this. You still want to pay close attention to what you're doing, but you could be a little bit distracted, be listening to the radio, something like that while you're doing it. The most effort that goes into it, honestly, is monitoring for the burr and where the burr is and how much you've gotten the burr progressed. Now, all of that said, one of the things I do want to touch on since I mentioned it is the aftermarket. So there are add-ons and accessories from both Worksharp and third parties. I didn't use them in the sharpening video that I showed you just because I wanted to show you the base system and what the capabilities are, but I have bought some of those upgrades myself. So one of the most important ones that I bought, and I think the most important one really for just improving the system, is a wedge or a support to go under the clamp here. And the reason that I like that is it takes all of the play out of that clamp. It is really not moving I mean, it might be moving a tiny bit, but it takes most of the play out of it. And that's going to give you a more consistent angle on there. And also, one of the other big ones that I bought, this is a 3D printed one, but there's a variety of them that I will show you here in some pictures as far as what they offer, but an aftermarket stone holder. And this one will allow you to use 6-inch stones, 4-inch stones, whatever you really want. And I think that's just a massive improvement because I like the wider stones, and I like to be able to really choose my own stones. So that is another big improvement. You can also get strops that are those 4 or 6-inch setup. And you can also get more grits and a carry solution. Now, that's actually what I did. Now, you can actually buy this as the Elite set and get all of this at once, minus the aftermarket stuff. But I'll bring it in here. You can get a carrying case with some extra grits. And really, if you're want something that's portable, this is a great set. But this set comes with several different grits of the stones, and it also comes with a strop. So plenty of aftermarket on this. And like I said, just expanding it with the base set. So if you want the all-in-one kit, and you're going to want that, I would just buy the more expensive Elite kit. But you can get the base system and buy that as an add-on later on too. So the aftermarket stone holders, like I showed you, there's the 3D printed one, and then Hapstone and Gritomatic also sell their own. And there's a wide variety of third-party strops and stones. So all of that being said, this works just fine out of the box, but it's really nice because you can expand its abilities later. So all of that said, what are the pros and cons of this system? So the biggest pro is the affordability compared to most of the alternatives, because you can usually find this anywhere from like $65 to $80. I think the last time I looked, it was running $70 to $75. It's extremely beginner friendly. You can get consistent, repeatable results out of it. It has decent aftermarket and accessory support. And with the narrower stones, it may actually be better for some blade shapes, like getting into a recurve or something like that. But there are also definite cons and areas of improvement for the system. So one of the big ones is the clamp limitations as far as blade size, both the length of the blade and, like I showed, the kind of the thinness from the spine to the edge. The clamp does have some wiggle or give, which can affect the actual angle that you're sharpening at and the consistency. Because of the narrower stones, like I talked about, it takes longer to sharpen than systems that use 4x1 or 6x1 stones. The edge range is decent because it'll give you 15 to 30 degrees, but some of the more expensive systems will give you an even wider array of angles you can sharpen at. And also, like I mentioned, the angle guide here is not 100% accurate. But it will get you relatively close. So the ultimate question is, who should buy this? My opinion, people with a small knife collection, both small knives and just a smaller collection of knives. People who can't or don't want to learn how to sharpen freehand, I think this would be great for. And also, if you're interested in fixed angle sharpening, but you aren't sure that you want to commit to it yet, this is a good way to start out and just kind of try things out. And then if you decide it's something you really enjoy, you want to get something nicer, you can. But if you decide it's not for you, you haven't invested that much. Now, who should skip out on this? Like I mentioned earlier, if you really enjoy freehand sharpening, I really don't think that you'll enjoy this system. Also, people who are looking for absolute precision and tight tolerances in a fixed angle system, I would skip this because there's a lot of plastic here. There's a lot of play in the different parts. It's good for a basic fixed angle sharpening system, but you're not going to get the true precision out of this if that's what you're looking for. And last but not least, people who sharpen professionally. If you are if you want a fixed angle system to sharpen knives on a professional basis, this is really just kind of a beginner system. I think you probably should go for a nicer, more expensive system that is just a little bit better engineered. So really, ultimately, the answer is for the Everyman, the Work Sharp Precision Adjust does exactly what it promises. It makes sharpening approachable and repeatable, and honestly kind of boring, but I say that in a good way. So if your goal is sharp knives without turning sharpening into a second hobby or spending a ton of money, I think this is still one of the easiest recommendations that I can make. It's not without its limitations, and if those limitations are deal breakers for you, keep an eye out for my next 2 videos because I'm going to be looking at a couple more systems that seriously up the ante when it comes to fixed angle system. And those are the TSProf Pioneer and the Hapstone RS. So again, if you would like to find out more about those systems or just a system that's going to be a little bit of a step up from this one, keep an eye out for those videos. And until next time, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I'll see you in the next video.